Nigeria has completed both review cycles and proactively published both reports, including the self-assessment checklist, and that is on the government website for anybody to access, and see the things that have happened. But the truth is, most UNCAC review processes are intergovernmental in nature. Civil society are not particularly involved only when they are releasing the report or making some news items or some publications. So what the center did, civil society, is to push for some advocacy to be more involved in these processes. Now, based on that action we took, some advocacy, when you have the report, what it does is to give birth to another mechanism, which is the National Anti-Corruption Strategy, because that's the real implementation of the UNCAC. Excuse me. And at this level, at the next level, civil society were fully involved. We were involved, we're part of the processes, because these are the areas where you actually have to implement every issue or every gap identified in those mechanisms, especially on the preventive side, where Nigeria was not doing so well, but we did very well in the asset recovery side. So at the National Anti-Corruption Strategy level, we started in 2017 to 2021. That was the first cycle that elapsed. So we now have 2022 to 2026. Civil society is fully involved, and that's because of the kind of advocacy we did that we need to be involved in this kind of processes. And the way we see things from the government side, they see it differently from how the civil society we see. We are looking at practical steps to take to address issues, not political statements, not generic, unambiguous statements that you are not really sure of where to hold on to something. So civil society will put pressure on things that are measurable, which we developed a similar mechanism later on. And the involvement of civil society also led to us now, we're the ones developing the para report, but we have not finished, like we just started about 2 months ago, so we hope to finish it very soon. So these are the kind of things that the involvement of civil society has helped in Nigeria proactively, publishing all reports, though it's not mandatory, and they are now fully involving civil society in the implementation of the UNCAC. Then lastly, where civil society was deeply involved, in Nigeria, of course, like most democracies, you have the government, the parliament, the media, the judiciary, and the civil society. So for the first time, the National Assembly, that's the parliament, got civil society to come and partner with them to assess the implementation of the UNCAC recommendations and all those things together with the NACs. They go together, the UNCAC, all the gaps we have seen, and the National Anti-Corruption Strategy. And the civil society, our organization, that served as part of the technical team that were reviewing all these things. And every government agency, now we're talking about, excuse me, over 20 government agencies came to give a report on how they have been implementing anti-corruption reforms. And this was done together with civil society and the parliament. So these are the 2 or 3 good practices, I think, from Nigeria that I can give an example of here.